Hi, Charles from Work Migration. Another question from one of our group members. Does ACS deduct 2 years from your work experience even if you do your bachelor degree in Australia? Because I am planning to apply for 186 and kinda worried because I have 3 years work experience only. Did my bachelor in Australia. All right, so the thing is that ACS has got four different assessment pathways dependent on where did you study, whether your qualifications are ICT major or minor. Skills assessment is the part of the story, but skilled date is the other. So in your situation, if you did your bachelor in Australia and let's say your bachelor was highly relevant ICT major, then about how will you get your skills assessment, there are two sort of major ways of getting your skills assessed. You would have to do either professional year, which takes usually I think 44 weeks, or 1 year of the work experience after qualifications. So if you did your bachelor in Australia, ICT major, all right, so it was bachelor in IT, then either 1 year of the work experience after the qualifications or professional year. All right, so that's how you will get your skills assessment. If you are talking about the 186 visa, it is 3 years on the skilled level, which would be interestingly after qualifications. So if you would have done your skills assessment based on the Australian qualifications, ICT major, and 1 year of the work experience, then the skilled date on your skills assessment will be 1 year once you have finished 1 year of your work experience. But interestingly, you might be able to climb the work experience towards the 3 years for the skilled work experience for ENS after your qualifications. So the skilled date on your skills assessment, they will sort of deduct 1 year of your work experience, which interestingly you might be able to use toward 3 years of the work experience for the ENS visa. So skills assessment is one thing, ANSCO is the other thing, and the case officer may rely on the skilled date, or they may rely on the ANSCO, or they may rely on any other relevant criteria. But in situations like that, especially with the ACS, it's quite often it's not that obvious whether you can rely on the ANSCO or you should rely on the skilled date. In your situation, if you did your bachelor in Australia, if it was ICT major, it is sort of safe to assume that once you have finished your qualifications and if your work experience was on the skill level, that's another interesting and very important part of the story, because ACS is quite often very particular when it comes to the evidence of the work experience and employment. Quite often they are not accepting work experience because it's not on the professional level. So, simply speaking, 3 years of the work experience after qualifications in Australia, that should be fine as long as it's on the professional level. Skills assessment, they will take away 1 year of the work experience. All right. If you need to discuss your situation, if there is an employer willing to go ahead with the ENS and 482, we are offering free consultations for the employer-sponsored visas. Go to nowak.us.me, nowak.as.me/es, employer-sponsored. Maybe I will type it. Nowak.us.me/es. Go to nowak.us.me/es, free consultation for employer-sponsored migration. Pick the date and hour, and provide your first, last name, phone, email, and we can have a chat. Free consultation, 20-minute initial, so we can assess the situation and we can advise whether there is way forward. But first of all, your employer must agree to sponsor you for the visa. Thank you very much. Take care.